Good morning, everyone. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Good day for all of us here. Britain is observing a very serious situation, especially the attacks which happened over a week now on Muslim properties, Muslim shops, and Muslim areas by a lot of hooligans, a lot of racist individuals after hearing that a young Muslim man slashed or killed three young girls. Even in 24 hours, the news was not that it was somebody else. It has nothing to do with Islam, nothing to do with Muslim. But it fueled this incident, or this wrong information fueled those thugs in different areas actually to react this bad reaction against Muslims. Why? Because we are living in the situation actually controlled by Islamophobia, and Islamophobia is leading the behavior of those racist individuals in different parts of the world. This kind of rights who have seen, I myself have seen it over the last 40, 50 years in this country here in UK and in the West. Recently in America in 2020, the killing of George Floyd, actually there by the policeman who strangled him. In America as well, the blackout, the New York blackout in 2019, when there was no electricity and people were breaking through all the shops actually to loot all these kind of shops. Actually, the rights, which political right against Mrs. Thatcher in 1984, is stayed for more than 1 year. Actually, the Brixton right as well in 1981 as well. The sports arena was not actually safe from this or saved from that. Hillsborough incident happened in 1989 and 97 people were killed. So there's a lot of causes behind rights, whether it's political, whether it's media, whether it's actually sports and sports hooliganism, or it's actually economical and whatever you call it. And all this lead to actually what we have seen Brixton. As I mentioned before, in South London, actually rights which took months and months and months to settle that. Not only on the local level here, as I mentioned, the rights against Muslims, the anti-Muslim rights in Sri Lanka in 2018, burning their houses, their shops, and killing people for false information. Actually, what's happening on and off by the Modi government in actually India against Muslims. So it happened here and there. Unfortunately, it could be racial, the cause could be racial as well, or ethnical, or whatever you call it as causes. What's happening in UK after this incident has all these things as reasons or as causes behind that. So for us nowadays, after seeing what's happening over the last 7-8 days, what we need to do as Muslim individual to prevent it happening again in our area at that time, inshallah. First of all, we have to look at what kind of relationship we build with our neighborhood. Neighbor. Our neighbor could be Muslim, could be Sikh, could be Hindu, could be Christian, could be Jew. Do we connect? Do we communicate? Do we greet our neighbors or not? This is number one. Actually, what is our relationship with the religious institution around us? Whether it's mosques or churches or synagogue or temples. Are we very friendly to the people who run this institution or not? Okay, this is number two. How, as an individual, my relationship is with the police forces, okay, or the local police office in my area. Number 4, what kind of messages I am putting on my social media? Is it a friendly message, building bridges, uh, conducive messages, cohesive messages, or what? Or inflammatory messages? This is number 4 or number 5. Number 6 is what kind of outfit I'm wearing as a woman or as a man. Is it scary to the others? Is the length of my beard, it becomes very scary? Is the outfit that I'm wearing becomes very scary? Is the language I'm using in the street becomes very scary? This kind of things I have to observe actually myself. The number 6 or 7 is did I make the effort to introduce my value, my religion, my history to the neighborhood or to my community or not? Or I'm living in ghettos. So when I look at all this, if I live in ghettos and my mosque live in ghettos, nobody will start to support you. No, nobody will stand next to you. No, they will just keep a distance between you and them. This is the personal relationship between me as well and the community as an individual, either before or during or after the rites. As an institution, what is the role that the organization should do, like a mosque and any other organization? The same again. Do we build good relationship with others, other organizations, as mosques? Do we build bridges and fill the gap between us and the others? Is our messages inside the mosque is conducive, is not inflammatory, is not divisive, or not? Are we opening our gates to the public? If the public is very happy to come to the mosque and listen to the imam or not? All these kind of things, the mosque or the organization actually have to observe. Like I mentioned some time ago, we have big warehouses filled with second-hand clothes. If we don't communicate and connect with the police forces, anybody can come and throw anything into the warehouse. It will be a big fire in the area. So this kind of relationship make the protection of your society is very well received. People will come to stand next to you, like what I've seen over the last few days. Non-Muslim people came and standing with the Muslims to protect the mosques, because khalas, it's finished. We knew that the one who stabbed the girls was not a Muslim, was the young people who had got psychological, psychiatric problem or a mental problem. Khalas, finished. So why they keep going out? We need to look back at who is steering them, who is pushing them to the end, who is using this very, very naive individual. I believe very strongly that because they have a lot of social deprivation in their areas, they are taking it out to the public. Now, conservative government actually has to be blamed of cutting all those social services in this area and only looking after the interest of the rich area and actually the rich people. And this is the capitalism that actually we are observing it nowadays in what they are doing in their behavior. So those young people who come out and we call them racist, we call them extremist, actually, they have reasons, hidden reasons. There are hidden reasons behind, and who is telling them, who is controlling them, who is pushing them while sitting in their offices in different parts. This is something actually responsibility of the institution. Do we have good relationship with our government, local government, with our municipality, councils, with MPs, with counselors, with all those influencers? What kind of messages the mosque is putting on their social media? Is inflammatory messages or cohesive messages? This is something we need. What kind of, do we have a spokesman, unfortunately, for our mosque or for our community or for our organization, or each one of us standing in front of the camera of the television and does not know what he's saying? We have to appoint a spokesman. We have to issue a statement. We have to bring and make a coalition, actually, and build bridges with other organizations to stand together to protect the safety of the individual at any area that we are actually living in. Do we actually raise the awareness of people? Actually, do we raise the awareness of people that actually we are dealing with? Do we raise the awareness of the public? Do we? No. We are just in our mosques, closing the mosque doors on our community, and not only the whole community, on just a very small number of the people who come to the mosque. Are we outreaching the rest of the Muslims in the area and raising their awarenesses, or the rest of the non-Muslims? This is the role of the mosque. This is the role of the Muslim organizations. Not just sitting behind the closed door and asking people to come to the mosque as well. This is some of the responsibility that the mosque should do, and the institution should do, unfortunately. So what will happen after the riots is over? We have, and I'm saying it, to make those people accountable. The people who stirred the problem, whether they are politicians, whether they are media, whether they are anybody. We have seen many politicians saying filth on the television, very inflammatory messages against Muslims, and that. Even the young girl in the Algerian in the Olympic, they're accusing her of being a man because she's winning. And who is doing this? Very prominent figures, such as the one who is the owner of the X platform and the others. Why? Because she's a Muslim? Because she's an Arab? This is exactly what's happening. We have to make those people accountable. The people who made statement against Muslims and stirring the young white English people who are innocent. Some of them could be racist, but the rest are just with the crowd, stirring them up. Where are they? They have to be tried. We have to put them into trial. We have to ask them to come trial. Those kind of people, which after the riots over, we have to bring them. We have to ask the government to find them and bring them to court to start actually trying them. Also, what we have to do is increase the number of police forces in the street to protect everybody. Not just to wait for an incident like this to happen and we start to increase the police forces afterwards. See how much it costs the community now. If not millions, maybe millions and millions and millions of pounds. If you calculate this, the loss of the last 7 days, it will be in millions, affecting local communities. Even though there were attacks on non-Muslim area in the shops, non-Muslim shops as well. We keep after the riot, we keep maintaining this kind of relationship with others, building coalition, building relationship, standing together, communicating with one another, building bridges with all those kind of institutions, because we are the citizen of the country. Some of our children have been born here and they're going to live here and they have no other countries to go to. So forget it. Those are British citizens. They're not going anywhere. If we think the small number of people who are thinking that actually all these foreigners are actually here, they're destroying our country or disturbing our country, they are here to stay. They are not going to leave. Do we explain? To keep explaining the religious and the value of our deen to everybody and to anybody, and inviting them to come to the mosque. Okay. The civil liberty space, which has been shrinking even in UK, unfortunately, by what's called the Minister of Interior, the two Ministers of Interior from the Conservative government, the ladies who were there. Yani, why you particularly against a migrant? None of the immigrant could have loved to come to another country if they did not have any problem in their own countries. And you have to look at who is stating such problem in their own countries. The issue of Islamophobia, brother and sister, did not start today. Start years and years ago. You know how? After the fall down of the Islamic Khilafah in Turkey in the mid-20s, actually, the new governments, which was secular, liberal, and military governments in certain Arab countries, started to attack the religious figures, the religious institution. Then the media took over by demeaning the value of this religion called Islam in their own countries. Started there, unfortunately. That's why you find the non-Muslims started not respecting your deen. This goes back to the 50s, talk about more than 70 years ago. Even, I'm just telling you and myself, some of the Arab countries, officials came to Europe and America to warn the governments here of what's been said in the mosque. So if those so-called individuals who come from these Arab countries come to warn here the Christian people who run the country about what's been said in the mosque, stop those, stop those, stop those, stop those, what impact will this have not only on the government but on the public? If you are living in this country, you have to work together to protect the greater community. Don't ever live in ghettos anymore. Please, we need to keep this kind of relationship all the time open. I'm not saying that to ask us to lose our identity, our Islamic identity, our Islamic value. No. Prophet ﷺ used to receive the non-Muslim Christian who came to the mosque wearing the gowns, actually, and the crosses in the Medina mosque. And some of the companions were actually making a question mark how they can come with the cross to the mosque. They came because there was a dialogue between them and the Prophet ﷺ. This was 1440 years ago. Then, when the time of prayer came, he allowed them to pray in the mosque. Who are you of not communicating with the others? And this was the Prophet ﷺ 1440 years ago. So please, while we are complaining of what happened to us from those racists, we need to look back at ourselves, how we present our deen, how we present our religion, how we present our values. Our religion and our values is not just an image. Even the image could be scary. The image of people who are walking the street could be very scary to the non-Muslims who sees us as alien, unfortunately. So what we need to do to present Islam in a very modest way and very simple way, to be appealing to the public, to the individual walking the street, can say, yes, I love Islam and I love Muslims. But at the same time, those people who are stating this problem have to be brought and have to be tried and have be charged. We should not let go anymore. Not because somebody is being killed by somebody who is colored or having a different color, that means that he is Muslim. Stand up for anti-Islamophobia. Start up for actually to fight Islamophobia. Let us, all of us, to be working against Islamophobia. That we are part of it, unfortunately. Let us stop it happening from the media, from the politician, and from the individuals who are steering this problem while they are thousands or hundreds of miles away from Britain. And be vigilant in your area, protect your property, but don't attack others. Don't swear at others. Don't curse others. Don't scare others. Be friendly as well as protective and build bridges and communicate with others. Thank you very much.